weekend in college football. 4 matchups between ranked teams on Saturday. The day begins with a potential playoff elimination game between Notre Dame and Pittsburgh. And then at night, 10th-ranked Texas will have their hands full against number 5 Georgia. And so the question we have now, will Arch Manning for Texas have a legacy game against the Bulldogs? Go ahead, RC. What do you think?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely
I didn't know if you were
not.
saying no, don't go first.
No, I go first. I go first. And one thing we have to admit about Arch Manning is you go to the Oklahoma game, the decision Steve Sarkisian made to get the football out of his hands quickly, we saw it pay dividends right away. Then he took a step back against Kentucky. But look at that fourth quarter against Mississippi State. You've played there, the cowbells, how loud it is, how difficult of a setting it is. He got hot then. And then now you move on to Vanderbilt, and you're seeing the type of Arch Manning that you need to see. But this is Georgia. And this is playing in Athens. And this is Kirby Smart. And this is dominance that we saw last year over Texas to win 2 of those games. And I think this isn't the game that Arch Manning shows the world he's truly arrived.
Man, I like this because we're seeing a product grow up right before our eyes. I think we built something up, and now it comes back down, and by pillar, by brick, it's happening. Arch is a damn good quarterback. We know it in his bloodline. That's what everybody knows. But when you start to see quarterbacks, the light switches. This game is needed for him to be impactful in all ways but one, for his confidence, for his overall aura, because he got some sauce to him. I appreciate that about old Archibald. But can he put it together versus a team that everybody in the college world respects and understands that they not no cakewalk? Every athlete understands it's not what you do, it's who you do it to.
Stephen A.
Texas is coming off of they're on a 4-game winning streak in the SEC. They have Georgia. They have Texas A&M down the line. 2 top 5 ranked teams in the nation on their schedule over the last 3 or 4 games of the season. They got to win those games. And Arch Manning has to ball in those games. It's nice, 68% completion percentage, 674 yards, 6 touchdowns, just 1 interception in victories over Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. Georgia's a different animal. Texas A&M is perceived as being a different animal. And then there's another thing to take into consideration. You got the 2 losses. You lost as opener to Ohio State. You lost to Florida. We get that. Florida's a bad loss, considering what transpired with them this year. But the other thing that we have to point to is this, Alabama missed the playoffs last year. You're looking at them because they were a 3-loss team. And you can't, it's going to be hard because you defer to a conference champion instead of putting Alabama in there last year, if I remember correctly. Well, if that's the case, that's going to be the excuse to leave Texas out if they become a 3-loss team because they already got 2 losses, which is even more pressure. The reason I'm bringing up that pressure is because if Arch Manning responds to that challenge and plays in similar fashion to what he has been playing, and Texas manages to beat Georgia and beat Texas A&M, basically running the table for the rest of their regular season games, then you know what? That's going to do a lot for the legacy of Arch Manning in his first year as a starting quarterback for the Texas Longhorns.
Man,
it's going to come down to those 2 games.
Man, I keep receipts. Right. Man, oh man, I keep receipts. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I said on this show, I would prefer a 3-loss SEC team to be in the college football playoffs than another conference. And I'm looking at it. We're seeing it happen right now.
More SEC teams or 6 teams right now.
It's not going to happen. That's my point. It's not going to happen.
It don't matter. But when you start to see teams like Notre Dame.
Oh, stop that, Cam. Come on, you know Notre Dame can compete with an SEC football team.
Texas A&M, yes.
Barely
I said it.
them.
I said it.
Barely.
And a lot of people believe that you take Texas, who has still UGA, and Texas A&M. Sit up when you.
Yeah, nonsense. Look at this bracket.
Bro, listen, I'm telling you.
Point.
You have to understand the true And the fact that you know what it's like to play in the SEC, and you start to see like, hey, I wouldn't care.
But it doesn't. I understand what the SEC is. It's a war of attrition, right? Because now when you go to Vanderbilt, it's not like playing in Vanderbilt when it was back in our day. It's a different thing. You got to go to Tennessee, Georgia, Ole Miss, all of those teams. You can't get 6 teams in. And what we can't ignore is that last year, the SEC wasn't the dominant conference when it came to the college football.
That's right.
Tennessee went to Ohio State and got stumped out. We've watched Michigan win a national championship in the last 3 years. We saw Ohio State win a championship last year. We watched Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl and in New Orleans beat Georgia and Kirby Smart. And so we can't just keep saying that this SEC bias must stand. If it is a 3-loss team and we're looking at a 2-loss team somewhere else, or we're looking at a 1-loss team somewhere else, we have to look at their resume and say, okay, maybe this team does deserve to be in. Because we watched a Tennessee team go on the road to Ohio State and let the entire South down with the way they showed up. And so it's not about the conference, in my opinion, as much as it's about the individual accomplishments, accolades, and where the team is that we're talking about specifically.
Go ahead.
Absolutely, 1,000%. And the other point and nugget that we need to know, Cam, is this. You got to remember, again, Alabama's left out. You got a conference champion in. The ACC and the Group of 5 champions currently ranked outside of the committee's top 12, right? It looks like the number 11 and the number 12 ranked teams would be excluded. So if Texas goes and they lose to their number 10 now, okay? If they lose to Georgia, they're only at number 10 because BYU lost. That's what bumped them up to number 10. If they lose to Georgia, they're going to fall, whether it's to 11 or 12 or whatever. They're going to fall from that. And if the committee is going to be consistent, which they're going to look to do to some degree, if Texas loses this game, they're going to be out. And that's the bottom line. They can't let that happen. A 3-loss team, knowing those circumstances, knowing that history is not on their side in terms of how the committee's going to judge. It's one thing to figure that out. It's another thing to walk into the game knowing how imposing that scenario could be to them and letting a loss happen anyway. They cannot have another loss on this season and have an expectation that they're going to be in the postseason. That will not happen.
We can fix this, college football.
Cam.
If you allow teams to have more of a strength of a schedule, not picking who you really want to play. You have a conference in the SEC that gets penalized for playing tougher individuals on a week-to-week basis, where on the other hand, you have other conferences that are rewarded by merely of their record. That's the only thing that I'm saying.
The other thing is this, Cam, the other conferences are only getting those teams in because they win the conference. Like, there has to be some sort of reward for winning your conference. And there's only 4 Power 4 conferences now anyway. And then you're going to get a Group of 5 team. And so it's not like we're excluding all of these SEC teams, but damn, how deep do you want it to go? No, if Texas, let's say Texas loses to Georgia, but they beat Texas A&M, I think they're going to have a good chance to get in. I think they're going to try to put the best teams in. But at some point, we have to just stop saying that the old history of the SEC dominance automatically grandfathers this amount or 5 or 6 teams in when other teams are playing good ball.
Yep.
Okay, so Georgia feels like the standard in the SEC. They've won the SEC championship like 3 of the last 5 years. They live there essentially every single season. Texas, I don't think they're going to get into the college football playoff with 3 losses. However, if they beat Georgia this weekend and they look good doing it, now do we put Arch Manning back into the Heisman conversation?
No.
But
No. That's too much.
I must say
too
this.
much because there's been too many so-so games. He's looked good over the last 2 weeks. Too many so-so games. Hell no. You do not do that. Not the way Ty Simpson has looked in Alabama.
Yeah.
Or a couple others as well.
Julian saying Ohio State, Fernando Mendoza, and what he did against Penn State late in that game, and what they've done the entire season on undefeated football teams. Absolutely not. And I think it would be a disservice to Arch Manning. And the one thing I do want to say about him and their family, none of the things that were heaped on him before the season
you.